Hey, welcome back to Sanford Prime. Now, I know you've seen this one before. It was my first print and place design of a functional butterfly knife. Being a print and place, it prints all in one piece, and when you pull it off the printer, it's ready to use. Pretty simple, right? And after posting that model, it gained quite a bit of traction. There were immediate requests that I make a trainer version of it. I said no problem, it's an easy change. I was able to post a trainer pretty quick with minimal effort. After adding the trainer version to the collection, there were lots of requests that I add a lock to it. This one was a little bit tough to keep as a print in place, and I'm not entirely happy with how it turned out. But I got it posted anyways. From there I had an idea for a different blade design. This one was also a fairly simple sidestep from the original. This blade is by far my favorite. All of these use the same handles too, so these alternates were pretty quick to develop. So I thought I was done with these at this point. Little did I know that I would open the design back up again for phase 2. Here you can see a different handle design, and you might already know what this one is if you've been following the channel. The handle is a little bit chunkier, but that's because it has to fit a spoon on the inside. Once I got the spoon done, the only reasonable next step was to create a fork to complement it. So with another handle design change to indicate what lay within, I was able to keep it a print in place. This one's been through a lot though. It's now a threek instead of a fork. I thought I was done with these as well, but there were tons of requests that I do another utensil version. For all the Taco Bell lovers, I was able to combine the spoon and the fork into a spork. Okay, so there are now 7 butterfly knife models. All of them were posted to the 3D sites I used, Thingiverse, Printables, and Makerworld. And I thought I was completely done with these butterfly knife models, but I was never able to fend off all the requests for the comb version of these. I've been thinking about how to do this for some time now, in between all the other models I've done recently, and I think I finally came up with something reasonably simple and durable. So now I guess it's time to enter the beauty care version of this as phase 3. You would think a comb would be simple, right? I mean, most of them are already made from plastic. A comb on its own, no problem. Just lay it down on the print bed and it's smooth sailing. But I'm not just thinking making a comb, I'm making a butterfly knife comb. The thing that complicates it is that the print and place design of the handles drove the vertical printing orientation. And this vertical printing orientation doesn't work well with the design of the comb, with the tines being completely horizontal. If I just put the comb standing on end into Cura, it would require a whole bunch of supports to keep the tines straight. This was something I was going to need to change. I can't print it like that. Just changing the blade type into a comb probably isn't going to work for this design. I need to find another way. That's when I remembered a make that someone posted to Thingiverse of the fork. Not only did they solve the issue with it eventually becoming a threek, they managed to make the business end of it food safe. So I figured, as long as the mechanics and the handles are print in place, why not just make the end interchangeable? I decided to get going with it right away. I wanted to use the handle platform from the spoon, fork, and spork since these handles are a bit larger, making it easier to fit more stuff on the inside. I want to come up with a way to insert a comb into the center part here. For that I just need to cut the end of the spoon off, giving me a mile-long head start on this. From there I can just print the comb separately and slide it in. Well, that's the plan for now anyways. Let's get going with the design. Okay, I settled on a nice number for how much blade to leave, about 1 inch. I'm just going to cut the rest of it off. Now I'm left with a nice little nub to start from. And this knife is modeled as an assembly, so let's drill down to the only part I'm interested in. I was able to cut extrude a square hole down the middle of it here as you can see, but all isn't as simple as it seems with it. On 2 of the sides I've added a light taper back into it, about 1.5 degrees per side for a total of 3 degrees. And this has me remembering back to all the wedge story problems I've done in school using the coefficient of friction on interacting surfaces to determine an appropriate angle where nothing moves on its own. We see locking angle wedges used all over the place, and they can be quite good at holding themselves in place. Splitting wood, holding a door open, they're so good sometimes that they are sole mechanism in holding machine tools in place. And I didn't figure out the exact angle that was needed here, but from experience I'm pretty sure that 3 degrees should be more than plenty for this application, so that's what I'm running with for now. And something else I wanted to do with this one was change the design on the handles so that I can tell this design apart from the rest of the designs without opening it. Here you can see I chose to go with an engraved look this time. I just put a little S on there for, well, subscribe. Just kidding kinda. The S is the Sanford Prime unofficial logo. I figured I'd make it a little more difficult for people just to repost my models with no attribution. Alright, it's time to walk you through the entire design of the comb. Kidding again, it's just a comb, right? Nothing to see here. In all fairness, it gave me some problems at times, but it was pretty simple overall. And here it is, the comb. And if all goes well after 3D printing all of this comb, it should just slide into the end like this, and more or less just lock itself in place. And you may have already noticed the hole in the end of the comb. Well, that's just kind of my plan B in case the taper doesn't hold or gives me problems for any reason. And if the taper doesn't work for me, the plan is to tap some threads into the hole and insert an M4 button head screw to hold it from sliding out. The button head fits pretty nicely in here, and I hope I don't need to use it, but it's a good safety net. Now I guess it's time to get this thing all closed up and ready for printing. For that I need to orient the handles vertically around where the blade was. It actually kind of looks strange with just a little nub on the inside, but it's pretty cool that an assembly like this can be printed in one fell swoop. Okay, so the comb part when standing upwards was scheduled to take 3 hours on my Ender 3. But I'm not forced to print it like that anymore. I can actually lay it right down on the build plate now. The overall strength of the comb should also improve tremendously with this new print orientation. Let's just get it situated here. Yeah, huge. Now it's just 1 hour of print time. That's awesome. Oh yeah, should be way stronger now. All the layers are orienting themselves in the best possible direction. I guess let's get it printed. Quick time lapse. Very few layers on this one. And just like that I have a comb. And these tines don't play Super Mario, but they're pretty strong this way. This turned out better than I expected, to be honest. Enough with the gloating though, let's get the handles printed out and see how it all works together. This one took a little over 6 hours, and it came out really good as well. That was expected though, since it's basically the same as the spoon, fork, and spork from earlier. Once it's printed, just pull it from the print bed and crack it open. It's ready to be flung around and have the attachment inserted. And the monogram came out nicely too. I just made it 1 layer width deep, I think. Perfect for the vertical orientation it needed to be printed at. Yeah, not much more to say about this part. I mean, it came out nice. And me being me, I just want to fling it around a little bit first without the comb in place to see what it does. Yeah, kind of different, but it still works like this. Okay, so I already have this comb portion of it. It has a tang on it with 2 tapered edges that should hold it in place once inserted into the handles. I guess it's time for the moment of truth. Well hey, it fits, that's a good start. And with just a light press in place, it holds pretty good. And what's left on my mind is, does it hold up to flinging around? I'll just have to find that out. I'm a little rusty here. And there's not a whole bunch of space in my work area here to really whip it around. Well, it seems to work just fine. And I didn't expect the comb to fly out really. It actually held in there pretty nicely. And well, just like all the other butterfly versions I've done, I've learned that I can't just print one. These things like to grow legs and walk away on me. So just to ensure that I'm left with one, I have to print more. I just kind of went through the rolls of PLA filament I had laying around. These prints are pretty nice that they don't use a lot of filament and can be printed from some of the spools with seemingly no filament left on them. Off to the handles now, so I have something to put these combs in. Enjoy the time-lapse segment here. Okay, so a couple of the handles were printed with the same filament the combs were printed with. I also have some extra colors here too, like this translucent one. This yellow one, printed from the remaining material from the sawhorse brackets and grass seed spreader. Let's work on getting this one pulled apart here. These things are designed to print rigid and then just break the fused together parts free, but sometimes they're a little bit stiff still. For that, just hold the handles in your hand and rock it back and forth under pressure just a few times. It should become loose enough to fling nicely. Pretty nice multicolor PLA filament here, I just had to use it. So now that I have all these handles and all these combs, I just need to decide what colors I want to go with what here. Yeah, why not? So which one first? Let's go with the yellow and red. I'm kind of getting a McDonald's vibe here. But anyways, it fits nicely. And with just a light press, it's pretty insane how difficult it is to remove the comb part. I honestly didn't see this taper working this good. Let's get it pressed back in there. And it's in just the right position here too. At first I was worried that the comb would stick out the end due to the filament swelling in the taper. Let's fling it around a bit. Yeah, no room to really fling it hard. I'm just going to keep putting these things together here and testing them. This translucent one is pretty neat. You probably can't tell that I printed this right after printing something with black filament though. The thought with this one on the black comb was that I could see how deep the tang was being inserted. And you can kind of see it here, nothing alarming going on. This one's just a bit sticky too. Alright, last one here. I guess I didn't think the color situation too far into. I chose the green comb with the green and purple filament. From the green side it looks plain, but it looks cool from the purple side. I'll just display this one with the purple side up. From all that printing I actually ended up with a few extra combs too somehow. For that I printed out an extra handle as well. It won't hurt to have one more of these laying around. And if you're watching this far, you might as well hit that subscribe button. I'll be coming out with more and more models as time goes on and you won't want to miss them. For now though, I think I got this butterfly knife finally done. And if you're watching this video, I should have the models already posted to Makerworld, Printables, and Thingiverse. And the link should be in the description of this video. Go download them, they're free. Oh, and I almost forgot, since it was unnecessary in the functionality of these things, but let's just say that the blade didn't hold tightly in place and it just kept falling out. Well, that's where the M4 button head screw comes into play. The one I have here is 10mm in length. I figured I'd just check it out real quick to make sure there are no issues in real life with clearance. Let's just cut the threads real quick. These threads are too small for me to plan on printing them, so I made the hole small enough that it's capable of being tapped with an M4 by 0.7 tap. Could just use it like this, right? Just getting all the plastic shards out of the hole. And like earlier, just push the tang into the handle and now the threaded hole should be exposed to get the screw into place. So far so good. 2.5mm T-handle wrench for the button head. Snug it up a little, not enough to pull the threads out though. Moment of truth. Perfect, just the right clearance too, like in the 3D model. and it works just fine.